Hey there, how's it going? 2020 is finally at an end, and it's been one heck of a year. I really hope the best for everyone in 2021. Please stay safe and healthy the best you can. At the start of this year, this channel had around 5,000 subscribers. And as of writing this, we recently just passed 43,000. That's an insane number, and I thank each and every one of you. Our community has grown into an amazing place of positivity and enthusiasm for creating experiences for others. In a year that has been utterly filled with negativity, it's really important to keep an eye on the good. So for this end of year video, let's look back at some of the highlights. The biggest and most amazing change by far has been that in April, I started live streaming game dev, art, and playtesting at twitch.tv/Vimlar. Live streaming was something I was always terrified of. I have pretty bad anxiety issues, and the probability that I would do or say something stupid just kept me away from it. I always used to joke with my friends that did stream that I'm just way better edited. But over the course of getting into game dev, I've actively been trying to do things that I'm uncomfortable with. In April, I finally gave it a try, and it's so much more fun than I ever could have thought. Have I done and said stupid stuff? Oh yeah, it hasn't all been pretty. But it's really allowed me to loosen up a bit and just not take myself so seriously. To those of you that have come by to hang out, you've really helped make my year. My favorite thing about streaming is that every Friday, I play games submitted by the community. When I started making games and taking part in game jams, I would always try to find streamers playing games from the game jam that I just did and submit my game to them. I truly feel that seeing a person's face while they play your game is more valuable than any words they could ever say. Now, for some reason, I really like playtesting, and I really wish I had more time to do it for everyone. But unfortunately, with life and everything else I've got going on, there's just not much time for me to do it. So I was able to set aside the stream every Friday so that we as a community could all gather to see the amazing things that everyone's working on. It's so great. We span the gamut from, I just got this movement system in and I want to know if it feels good, to playing fully released or releasing games that are on Steam, and everything else in between. I've been considering making YouTube videos about giving feedback and playtesting submitted games, or at least condensing parts of the stream down into a digestible size. If those types of videos are something you'd be interested in, please let me know below. Also, the obligatory, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I'm sorry, I have to do it. It actually helps. The streams have also been a place to just have fun with art and game development. Most of you probably know that I have a bit of a game jam addiction, but I also really like pushing it further and making something playable in a super short amount of time. I've made a couple videos on these game dev challenges that I do, but it's always been a highlight for me on the stream. I have at least 10 games on my Itch challenge page that have all been made with varying crazy conditions. They're a lot of fun to do. Usually chat votes on a theme or restriction. Then we decide as a group what idea could work and could be fun. Then we just grit our teeth and produce. We've come up with some really interesting ideas that I would love to revisit in the future. At times, other members of the community have even joined in to make their own games in the ridiculous time period. It's just really amazing to see everybody having fun with game design. And while we're on the subject of Twitch and the community, I want to give an enormous thank you to my mods. With so many people chatting, it's hard for me to keep up with everything, and I couldn't do it without them. So a huge thank you to Nightfall, JLo, Lilu Cormac, Marcus C. Person, and MLK Dev. You're all amazing. Thank you so much for everything. I do have one more mod that's much more than just a mod. He's basically the reason for this next amazing thing from this year. I've mentioned him in other videos, but a huge thank you to my friend Gingerbeard4251. Without him, this community probably wouldn't exist. In the early days of streaming, he walked me through everything and helped me get up and running. He's also the one that built and manages the Discord server that at this point has almost over 2,500 members. Seriously, this community is so great, and I'm not doing all of this alone. We're a larger community, and on the Discord, we have people asking questions, giving advice, playtesting, sharing work, and so much more. I really can keep gushing about this all day, but one last time. I never imagined that so many people could care and encourage others like this. It's amazing to see, and I'm grateful to be part of it. This year, I took part in at least 12 game jams, and it's kind of become what I'm known for more or less. There are 3 specifically that I want to mention as highlights though. First is the Ultimate Game Jam that was put on by Zyger and Matt Bull at the beginning of the year. I really loved the multi-round elimination competition, and I'm pretty pleased with the game that I made in the end too. After taking second place throughout the whole competition, I was able to squeak it out and claim a win at the end. Thanks to Yannick for the tough competition and making an amazing game as well. Before taking part in this, I had tried some Game Jam devlogs before, and they didn't really get much traction. At the time, only my Monkeys with Guns devlogs were really getting viewed. But these videos did really well, brought in a whole lot of new people, and helped me find a footing for making videos about my Game Jam projects. In the coming year, I would really like to host a competition similar to this one, a multi-round elimination Game Jam. I don't have any solid plans yet, it's just something I'm kicking around as a possibility. If that's something you would like, let me know below so I can gauge interest. I was also lucky enough to take part in the 4 Game Devs Jam Off the Same Art Kit Jam, which is run by fellow YouTuber and streamer Mrs. 4IZs. I loved watching their videos, and I was floored to be selected to participate. Still to this day, I have people telling me that they first heard about me from Mrs. video. It was a super fun experience, and I'm really grateful to be able to have taken part. The last game jam that I participated in and I want to talk about is the big one, the Game Maker's Toolkit Jam 2020. I believe it's the largest online-only game jam in history with over 18,000 participants and over 5,000 games submitted. And out of all of that, my little game about a broken robot was selected to be one of the top 20 winners, chosen by Mark Brown and featured in their video. Seriously, to this day, I still can't quite grasp it and it doesn't seem real. I have the shirt and I wear it all the time, but it still feels like a dream. The games created for that jam were incredible, and I'm humbled to have done so well. And the last highlight from the year that I want to talk about is probably the thing that brought me the most joy out of anything. After being asked over and over again when I was going to run my own game jam, it finally happened. A huge thank you to 8-Bits to Infinity for partnering with me and basically running the whole thing. They have an amazing community with a ton of talent and deserve so much credit. The jam would not have run even a fraction as well if it hadn't been for them. Thank you again. I figured that because the channel had a good number of subscribers, we would get a pretty decent turnout. From looking at turnouts for other jams, I honestly expected about 500 people to join. In my wildest dreams, I thought 1,000 would be so cool. But then in the end, the final total was 2,000 joined and 467 games submitted. It doubled what I thought was an already unrealistic number. Seriously, so many came out to take part. I can't keep track of how many people told me it was their first game jam, or they haven't done a game jam in forever and they're giving it another go. Several people made their very first game ever to submit. Seriously, while writing this, I was actually tearing up remembering how amazing this event was. To bring so many people together to make things and enjoy the act of creating something for others to experience, I just don't have words. The games that now exist because of this jam are incredible. I feel so honored to be part of this in even a small way. I started making devlogs as a way for myself to look back on the projects I've done, and I had high hopes that someone else might find them enjoyable as well. I just wanted to share my journey through this amazing hobby that I really never thought I'd be able to take part in because I had no experience programming of any kind. I was just an artist that liked seeing the things I create move around on screen. I had no idea there was this whole wide world of incredible people and amazing talent that I would find. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all for sharing this year with me. I have so many projects in the works, so don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I look forward to sharing them with you as we move into the future. Thank you all for watching. I would really like to give an extra special shout out to my amazing patrons. Abishan, David Scott, Nightfall, Kevin Halgau, Kormai, Liam Sorta, MLK, Motzi Makes, Nazar Salim, Salty Pretzel, Scott Hansen, Soapy Gnome, and Straight Up Gruntled. Your support over this year has been so kind and greatly appreciated. If you would like to get in touch with me, the best way is to stop by my live streams at twitch.tv/Vimlark, or you can message me on Twitter or join the Discord with a lot of other really awesome people. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't. I hope you're all healthy and safe and have a great new year wherever you are. I'll talk with you next time. Have a good one. Later.